Kaiser!
Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm Mr. Assassin, and today I'm bringing you my Medieval 2 Total War review. Medieval 2 is a mix between RTS, which is real-time strategy, and turn-based gaming within the strategy world. Now, Medieval 2 takes place in a certain time in history during the Middle Ages of 1100 to 1400, right up into the Renaissance era. However, you see a lot of things that take place during the Renaissance, like the invention of gunpowder and the bringing in of cannons and rifles, actually do come through in the Renaissance, right at the start of the Renaissance era. So you see that coming to fruition in the gaming world. What makes Medieval 2 different from other real-time strategy games that came before it or during it is that it threw in a very realness in history. It gave you this sense of history is actually happening around you, taking real people and by real people I mean people who actually existed in time, and they throw them into game. Your family tree, 90% of it is real people. The other 10% is people they had to create because of the length of the game you're playing. Now, the game mode is split up directly in half: real-time strategy and turn-based gaming. I'm going to explain about the turn-based gaming for a bit. It's a little bit more extreme. It's a little bit more open than the RTS side of the game. So in turn-based gaming, you have one turn to get everything done. You click the end turn button, and then all the actions do the same. Factions, in my opinion, I've divided them up into three different things. I divided them by religion. And there's three major religions: Catholicism, Orthodox Christianity, and Islam. And the reason I've divided them up that way is that religion actually plays a very important part in history at this time, so it plays a very important part in this world as well. In the cities and castles. I come bearing word.
This is wonderful. Goodbye.
In fact, if your town is not happy, you'll see you will sometimes see religious unrest as one of the reasons why they're unhappy, and you have to recruit priests and get everyone back on your side of Catholicism, Orthodox, or Islam, so that you don't have to worry about your townspeople being mad because there's an Islam McMahon next door to them. So there is a depthness because of religion. There's two different types of towns or buildings. Well, they're not really buildings either. Cities. There's more of two types of cities: castles and actual cities. These are real places, by the way. They're not made-up places in Europe. They are actually all major towns and villages, major cities during the Renaissance. So, because these cities grew during the Renaissance, ergo, during the Middle Ages, you are the reason why they grew, because you chose them as the cities to grow. They were your central hubs and the central training of soldiers. Now, the main difference between cities and castles is castles makes very little income. In fact, your tax rate will stay at normal, cannot be raised or lowered. And you only make troops. That's their only job, is to make troops. They do not make... They are able to make agents, which I'll get into later, but they are not able to make... They are able to make agents, but mostly just a priest early on, and then it's not until they become a citadel that they are able to make spies, assassins, and occasionally a merchant. But it's mostly the Islamic states that make merchants and castles.
No mercy for the
cities are used as central hubs for trade. They don't really make troops. They are able to make troops. Troops are made so that you can use them in cities: pikemen, spear militia, and town militia. They're not really suggested for battle. However, in the very early stages of the game, you will see that the people or the generals will actually use spear militia and town militia in their standing army. Really just makes cannon fodder, if anything. Now, the main use of cities, militaristically, is the agents. Now, there's 4 agents. Spy, assassin, merchant, and priest. Priest is his job of going around and converting people to Christianity. If your city is low, you don't really convert people in the city. The priest is supposed to use to take to certain lands so that you cause religious unrest within towns, such as the Orthodox Church or the Islamic churches. Or you basically take that and you put it in your own region so that you release civil unrest. One of the things priests are used is for the execution of witches and heretics, which you will see come into play throughout the game as there are more rebels that hate you, the factions that you start to kill off, more rebels will appear to try and take back their land so they can become the faction they're supposed to become, and heretics will start to pop up and so will witches. Merchants, their job is to go to certain trade routes and set up trade routes in places so that you're able to have a place of trade. Spies go to different towns and villages and to figure out everything they have, buildings and people, the scarce troops, garrison there. Assassins are made to kill captains, generals, priests, merchants, every agent basically, and then also a few other eyes as well. And that's really it for the turn-based game. Real-time strategy, as you've been seeing for the past few minutes, this is the siege part. There are 2 ways to win: making the enemy retreat or killing all of the enemy. That's a very, very simple way of doing it. That's the only way to do it. Now, that seems simple, but there are strategies too as well. As you see, I lost my battering ram before the battle even started, so I had to use my siege tower to get my men to the walls so I could take control of the gate so I can let the rest of my troops out. So there is a bit of strategy to it. At the same time, there are several other strategies as well. I usually send my spearmen in a marching speed, send my archers up front so that they are able to, in a running speed, so they're able to get set up before my archers can pass them. And I split my cavalry to the sides for a pincer maneuver, so that when my time is right, I can either go on the backside and circle them in, or when they start to retreat, I can go and mow them down with my cavalry. You need a very good balance between archery, militia, and cavalry. Cavalry usually a little bit less, militia usually a little bit more, archery usually the same as militia but a little bit less. It's a very simple way to play. Siege warfare is a bit different. You have to win by killing all the troops, making all the troops retreat, or by taking control of the city square for 3 minutes. And this is not real time 3 minutes. This is actually video game 3 minutes. So it's a little bit faster than the 3 minutes everyone's used to. Thank you, brothers. This is Creed. I give this game a 10 out of 10 for how great it is. It's a fantastic game. It's a great historical game. If you're a history fan, you'll love it. But I'm almost out of time. As always, brothers and sisters, Creed, I'm Mr. Assassin, and until our paths meet again, safety and peace.